However, Rex Chapman has the interview that you will see only on WCCO.
Bullets ring out day and night. People who call Minneapolis' North Side home know the sound all too well. They tell WCCO gang violence is a driving force.
Death keeps it going.
For the first time, we're getting inside perspective from a gang member. He agreed to talk openly if we concealed his identity.
I'm from the Lows.
We interviewed him in shadow and revoiced his message word for word. We'll call him John.
The big gangs are the SUBs and the YNTs. Those are the biggest gangs on the north side of Minneapolis.
John says these rivals belong to territorial groups known as the Highs and the Lows.
We're told that West Broadway Avenue is the landmark that separates the Highs from the Lows. Anything south of West Broadway Avenue is Lows territory. North belongs to the Highs.
There's not no structure in the streets no more.
John refers to gangs without structure as cliques. Their disorganization makes them dangerous.
It's leaders out there in gangs and cliques that ain't no leaders. Everybody wants to be a leader.
So we're going to go into kind of our gang hotspot. The highest volume of calls in the city is Broadway and Lindale.
I met members of these cliques during a ride-along with Minneapolis police gang expert Sergeant Andrew Schroeder last fall.
You're going to see up on the right here an all too common kind of scene.
Sergeant says these cliques are usually led by people who have the most money and guns.
I would describe it more as not a fight, not a battle. It's a war.
The war is fueled by retaliation. This for that. Back and forth messages that play out on social media, then the street.
There's no victory, there's no ending point. It's you took one of ours, so we take one of yours. There's no end.
He's also seen the recruiting of kids.
We've seen shootings this year where it's very clear that older gang members are present on scene, have conversation with younger juvenile gang members, almost directing them to go then do shootings.
These new youngsters are recruited for one particular reason.
Young guys that won't get no prison time.
Kids as young as 13 instructed to grab cars and cash them in for money.
Hey, crazy, watch out!
The driving force behind the Twin Cities carjacking crisis.
You see a Hellcat running at the gas station, you still got in the back of your mind that there's a guy out there that'll give you $60,000 right now for that Hellcat. That $60,000 is going to run all the good thoughts that you had because you broke.
You heard that right. Carjacked and then sold for $60,000. Fast money, Sergeant Shorter says, is the reason it's hard to get kids out of gangs. $15 an hour jobs can't compete when you can make thousands stealing cars.
Young people are making $20,000 in a day and sometimes doing it several times a week. How do you stop that? And when there's no real consequences to that, how do you say no?
Schroeder thinks the system needs to hold people accountable, from parents being active parents to tougher penalties.
We're looking at a guy right now that has 7 open felony cases. This isn't one case. This is 7 times being arrested for felonies. This isn't stealing a candy bar, right? 7 felony cases, and he's out again committing more felonies.
For John, the gang member we spoke with, serving prison time and raising a new family, has him thinking there's more to life than gangs.
I just want to get the message out to the gang members. Just leave it alone, bro. It's not going to go well. It's not going to go well at all. You know what I'm saying? Either you're going to end up dead or in jail.
Now, John tells us he is trying to walk away from his activities and trying to start fresh with his new family. He says he refuses to be a statistic.
Right, your report is just stunning. It's certainly eye-opening, and I understand that you learned more about what happens once those cars are stolen.
Well, I did. We learned that thieves will sell the cars for parts, use them in other crimes, and then crash them as they ditch the vehicles for new ones. They also told me about guns and a device known as switches. That's where people legally buy an inexpensive part online that turns handguns into illegal automatic weapons. We'll share that information Wednesday evening.
All right, Rex Chapman, thank you.
When I see my shoes, I think about early morning practices and hard work and a lot of dedication. After my freshman year of college, I started training for triathlons and came back my sophomore year with an injury. I had a lot of support with my sports medicine team. Being an athlete lets me connect with my patients on a different level, so I can empathize with them about their love for their sport and the recovery process. I think that is really helpful to shift their focus on their recovery rather than their focus on their injury.
At Ariat, we design boots with a lot more than your feet in mind. light in weight, but heavy in features that are easy on your back and reduce the wear and tear on your entire body, so you can devote more craft and care to your entire job. Full body support Ariat work boots. Boots done right for work done better. Learn more at ariatwork.com or at a workwear store near you.
Three men were brutally murdered 11 years ago at a convenience store in South Minneapolis. The killer, a teenager named Mahdi Ali, and tonight he is breaking his silence. The Fox 9 investigators have spent months looking into this case. And tonight you will hear about new evidence, including a key witness who now says he lied to police and a jury. A warning.